Welcome to Talk of the Monarchy. I'm your host, Ryan Nichols, and this is part 3 of our conversation with Golden Valley CrossFit affiliate owner, head coach, and all-round nice guy, Ed Lucas. Cheers, Ed.
Hello.
So we've chewed the fat on a few things, Ed, and now we're going to get to sort of our final episode. This is a bit more about visions and reflection, I suppose, as well. And then at the very end, we have some questions for some of our viewers.
Some quick fire.
Quick fire, yeah. We'll see how quickly we can get from them. So some of them are from some of the viewers and listeners on the socials. Some are from my gym, and you've got some that are from your gym. But before we get to there, and we've got a couple of questions to just mull over before we do get there. When you look around Golden Valley today, what gives you the most pride? What stands out for you where you're sort of sitting back and you're kind of a bit smug, instant smile on your face? What's the thing that really gives you pride about the space where you are today?
It happens, well, every day there are moments where I look around and I go, this is awesome. I'm really proud of this. And like, it comes in waves and I never know how to predict when it's going to happen. And I wish had like written down everything that had ever made me feel that way.
Yeah.
There are to get a journal.
Yeah.
There are some things that really stick out over the last 4 years. Opening the new gym.
Yeah.
First day opening the old gym.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all these big milestones and everything. That's really cool. The one that really sticks out is probably Lily of the Valley.
Yeah.
And,
awesome.
Just like having everyone come together and being able to raise a bunch of money for a really important cause to me.
It was a great day. We had your coffee guys there.
Yeah.
We had some workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of gyms coming together in that space, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah,
it was a great day. It still gets talked about at my gym now.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And people traveled, like, you know, you guys from like an hour away.
Yeah.
Some of the guys from Sevilla's came from Melksham. We had, you know, people coming from Gloucester, and like, it was just really nice that that sort of fitness network of, that's been established, like, that I have become a part of over the last few years, was sort of came together to do something that was really important to my family. So,
yeah.
That's probably the one that sticks out.
Mate, it's a good day, and Lily of the Valley popped up not too long ago in a conversation, and it was one of my members saying it was the last comp that they've done.
Cool.
And a big smile on the face. It was a nice hot summer today. Everyone come together for.
Do you remember that it was like a window of actual half decent weather amongst like shit?
Yes.
For like 3 weeks before and 3 weeks after.
Yeah.
And then we just had this like angelic moment of.
It was meant to be, bro.
Yeah,
it was absolutely meant to be.
I would also be remiss if I didn't say that one of my proudest moments across the last 4 years has been coaching CrossFit side by side with my dad.
Oh yeah, love that.
He took his L1. Wasn't one of the 3 original guys and gals that helped me out, but he was very, very shortly behind them. He went away and took his L1 to try and help me get a day off here and there, because he could see things were really challenging. He's also the reason that the gym is there.
Yeah.
And without him and his help in various different ways and at various different intervals throughout the last 4 years, it wouldn't be there.
What stand-up guy. Love that.
Yeah, really proud of him and really grateful for him.
And I bet also watching that growth in him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is your thing,
mm-hmm.
but he stepped into it, and he stepped into it with just a pure heart of wanting to help you. However, caveat to that is you're watching him stepping out of his comfort zone, probably grow in confidence.
Also his fitness journey as well. Like he went from like a sedentary office job for 30 years or anything. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying. He moved out to Lithuania for a couple of years to project manage the opening of a new office there for his company. There was a CrossFit box just around the corner, and I've been harping on at him for years to go and do it.
And try
and
it.
He finally did it. And he said he used to have to like hold onto the wall as he walked down the street after the classes. But no, he's a fit for a mid-60s dude. He's fit.
Nice.
So I would be remiss if I didn't mention how proud I am.
That's awesome. Is there anything you miss? Maybe from a stability point of view, it might be something. But is there anything you miss about that corporate life? You've done the Dysons, you've done the Nation.
It was cool.
Yeah, paid holiday. Sick days.
Yeah. And like now, I get to go on holiday. Like I've been on holiday twice this year. I'm so grateful to everyone who has stepped up and helped, like covered classes and all that type of stuff to make that realistic. So all the coaches at the gym and Claire with the scheduling and everything, thank you so much for making that happen. But like, I mean, the grass is always greener. Like there's things that self-employment brings that are really great. And then there's things that, like you say, the security and the structure of being employed offers that are, sometimes you think, damn, yeah, miss those bennies.
Yeah, that's fair. What do you think that Ed at Nationwide thought success looked like? And then what does Ed now at Golden Valley think that success looks like?
That's a really good question.
I'll give me sorry, I apologize. It's a real tough one.
Yeah.
But if you were to, maybe the easiest one to answer initially is, what does success look like for you now? You've had a couple of holidays, you've run a successful CrossFit box, you just spoke about really positively about the community that you have, the 10 plus coaches that you've got, your father being one of them. But what does success feel like? Because you are successful, but what does it feel like? What if you were to reflect on that? And then if you can think back to, what did Ed think, 6-7 years ago, or however long ago it was, what success would be like? What they differ.
So I guess, if I look back to me in corporate life thinking what is success, it would be having a job that allowed me to train all the time. I think, which is pretty limited view of success, I suppose.
Yeah.
But that was what my priorities were.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that the best hour guys as part of that course helped me get clear on was what's the mission? What's the gym's goal? Put that into one sentence. And that sentence is to help as many people as possible make a positive change in their life through fitness.
Perfect.
So I feel successful now because I feel like there's a significant number of people that come and train at my gym that are making day to day making a positive change in their life through fitness.
Yeah.
And it's not the most tangible thing, if you know what I mean, but it's but that's the goal.
Yeah.
And it might have been born out of me trying to get a free membership, or me trying to have a job where I could train all the time, but it's now about helping people.
We spoke on it before. What are the reasons you might have started coaching, right? But that can change and that can evolve, right? No different from your success story. I'm sure it will change, continue to change as you go along the journey, I suppose.
I'm not blind to the fact that I'm also not blind to success from a monetary point of view and everything is wonderful, and that would be great. And from where I'm at the moment, does that feel like my vision of financial success or anything like that? It's no. But if I feel like if I chase that version of the success, which is, help as many people as possible make a positive change in their life through fitness, and then it'll I guess come.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
If I do the right things, never, I'm never going to be a millionaire or anything like that.
No.
But I can achieve a comfortable life doing something I love and helping other people.
And I think if you do something that you love, it doesn't feel like work, right?
It does.
I think if you,
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So some there's, I mean, I could really go into the nuts and bolts of it. If I worked out my hourly rate since I've been at Monarch, then
peanuts.
a quid.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
But the fact that when I'm coaching in particular, it doesn't feel like work. When it does feel like work is when you do have to go through, dealing with awkward conversations with members, whether it be about sort of behavior or attitude or something along those lines. They tend to sort of mainly fall on me. So they can be tough conversations to have. They obviously always fall on you because you're the only one. And I suppose if which you won't have, but if there is a difference of opinion between me and Ryan, then again, sometimes it's difficult to navigate because you want to get your point across, but you also don't want to be a dick.
Yeah. Just any point where you feel friction.
Yeah, exactly. And then sometimes, we've got our own stuff going on, like there's day jobs, relationships, and all the rest of that stuff. So sometimes that can be tough. Yeah. I don't think anyone is under any illusion that you don't open up a CrossFit gym for the money. And if you do, you're just wasting your time. Go and take out a franchise at Pure Gym. Do you know what I mean? And just focus.
McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. And just focus on getting numbers through the door because it's not about that.
But said it gets. You don't do it because you want to make money. You don't do it because you've considered yourself an entrepreneur or anything like that. But it reaches a point where you have to become one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
otherwise, the gym will just close. And it's
can't help anyone if you've got no money.
No, and that's absolutely it. We had a little bit of a price nudge recently for some of our OG members who were on a very low price. We bumped it up a small amount, and literally next to nobody had any qualms. They're like, we've been waiting for it, mate. My internet bill's gone up twice since we've taken this out. Do you know what I mean? My phone bill's gone up a $5 or whatever. So yeah, most people are pretty flexible with it. But again, those are the things that you don't they're tough decisions and calls to make at a time. And yeah, it sounds like for most of yours, they've been sole decisions to make. At least I have had a soundboard in terms of my leadership team that I can bounce off, which is a good thing. In terms of Golden Valley, is there? You've told me what the plan is. In one sentence, is there more plans for expansion, and whether that's different class types or location or events? Is that what's coming up in the next 12 months, or from your point of view, is it sort of you're in a good place as you are, keep refining the processes and keep polishing that up to just be a better version of what it is today?
I think it's that mostly. I certainly don't need to buy any more equipment. I've throughout particularly the last 2 years, it's been constant reinvestment in the facility.
Yeah.
So I recently got the numbers back from our accountant about how much the move cost in terms of equipment, fit out, all that type of stuff. Yeah, the number was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
And
was it bigger than you budgeted? Or even though when you were doing it, were you like, I know I've kind of gone over budget, and it was still even bigger than, well, this is over budget.
But now we've reached the point now where I have created what I believe to be the best possible CrossFit gym you could make in that room.
Fine.
In terms of layout, in terms of available equipment, in terms of the number of people that we're trying to service in each class. So the equipment embargo begins now.
Yeah.
Coach development is the plan.
Do you do that now?
We do, but it's very informal.
Okay.
So increase the formality of that, basically. Where was I going to go with this next? What else is the plan? Expansion. We've kind of done it.
Yeah.
Would I, if for any reason our next door neighbors were to move, would I consider, taking on a little bit more space?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it would obviously have to work from a numbers perspective.
Yeah.
In terms of different class types or anything like that, that's not really my style.
You CrossFit only?
CrossFit. Well, we've started running one weightlifting class.
Okay, cool.
On a Friday night.
Oh, no.
Which is quite a quiet spot in our timetable.
Yeah.
But I'm quite big on CrossFit. Kind of covers everything.
Yeah.
I try and write a program that you get your weightlifting, you get your gymnastics, you get your cardio, and like you could go off and do a high rocks just having followed our program.
Because you've done a high rocks.
Yeah, I've done 2 now actually.
And really enjoyed them, if I remember our conversations.
Loved both. Yeah. In fact, I'm doing another one next weekend, partnered with Claire.
Amazing.
And I'm doing High Rocks London in December as well.
Awesome.
And I've done no specific training for any of them.
No, and I say to anyone, so we run High Rocks classes. High Rocks affiliated, and then so we run High Rocks classes. I would say you get nothing from High Rocks for your affiliation fee.
Interesting.
Including the program. It's rubbish. And no support. That you can get 24-hour access to tickets. You'd never do. The website shuts down. It's rubbish. But being on a map as a High Rocks gym, and obviously advertising the style of classes has definitely brought through its fair share of members.
Okay.
Who quickly realise that CrossFit,
it's kind of the same thing, just with more running.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Is really, if you can do CrossFit, you can do High Rocks. Whereas if you only did High Rocks, you can't necessarily do CrossFit. So people work that out quite quickly, and then those High Rocks members quickly become CrossFitters.
When do you have High Rocks classes in your timetable?
So we run a High Rocks class on a Monday morning, a Wednesday evening, which I'll go to this evening, a Friday morning, and every Sunday. Almost think of especially on a Sunday, it's a 35 to 50-minute class, long slog. People have had
perfect Sunday work.
Yeah, perfect Sunday work. Get it done, 9 till 10, done. Do you know what I mean? Rest of the day, go for your roast, etc.
Plus, there's enough. That's enough for like a membership.
Yeah,
so you could just do High Rocks if you want.
We do a gold and a platinum, 3 a week or unlimited. So you've now got 4 options on a 3 a week, or obviously if you're an unlimited guy, then you do whatever you like. So yeah, I was interested to see what you guys do with your timetable and whether.
Yeah, at the moment just CrossFit, and no immediate plans to change that.
Nice,
but there's obviously under that umbrella you can do anything.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, absolutely.
We do. I guess the way that our program is changing a little bit at the moment is to include more weightlifting. I am probably biased towards weightlifting because I really like it.
Yeah.
And it was something that came to me much more naturally than gymnastics. So that was where I poured a lot of my energy in the.
You're very good on a barbell. I've seen you.
You're too kind.
While we're on it, snatch numbers.
What's your moment?
Yeah. What's your all-time snatch PB?
9.
Because I swear I've seen you clean and jerk 130.
Yeah, I've clean and jerked 130.
Yeah. And
Snatch-
more than that?
I can't remember if it's snatch or hang snatch, but one was 102 and one was 97.
Yeah, impressive.
So like reasonable numbers with the barbell, but I was
Yeah.
probably getting up towards like 105 plus kilos at that time.
Okay.
So it was a mass moves mass type
Yeah,
situation,
sure.
I think. And obviously, there's still a degree of like technical
course there
competency
is.
that goes into that.
With those numbers, mate, absolutely.
I love the Olympic lifts and I love the barbell. And I used to just go, when I first started training at CrossFit Cirencester, I would just go to the gym and max out my Olympic lifts in open gym all the time.
Yeah.
And luckily I was 25 and made out of rubber, so I could get away with it, So yeah, my bias is probably towards weightlifting.
Yeah.
And I think I've overcorrected away from that to try and boot. And now my programming bias I've been analyzing my programming over the last few months. And it's been very heavily biased towards gymnastic. And I think that's great for general population, like for the average Joe.
Yeah.
Much more important, I think, to be strong with moving your own body than it is to be really strong with the barbell. But that doesn't mean that one should come at the exclusion of the other. So we're trying to work a little bit more lifting back into the plan.
Friday night sound like that'd be a good start. Will you be running that class?
No. So Adam, one of the guys at the gym, he's programming it, he's coaching it.
Nice.
I'll probably jump in and do coach the odd one for him just so that he can do it, because I think he's getting a little bit of I can't say that. I think he's experiencing what I think any programmer would, which is when you're writing a workout and you're going, that looks so good.
Fine.
Instead of doing it.
Yeah, fine, no problems. We've touched on we've touched on a few aspects in the last couple of questions. We're going to go slightly the other way. What would you say is the biggest challenge facing affiliate owners today that people don't? So I think we touched on it a little bit with rising costs. If I had to open my gym now, one with the price of gym equipment, business rates, there's basically no discount on business rates. And
yeah, we kind of turned up at the right time just after COVID with all the rates released.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm not sure whether we could open now. Certainly with that 650, 60 number I said that we're there ready and waiting, even though we're heavily discounted, we would need a lot more to
the lights on.
Yeah. So I think cost is one of them. Do you think, I think we've seen, I suppose it falls under costs. We saw CrossFit HQ put the affiliate costs up, didn't we, a year ago?
In the last year.
Last year or so, we saw those prices go up significantly for some who were on some like royalty rates from when they first signed, but still quite heavily for some of the newer boxes. So you're seeing price increases then. I've seen quite a lot of de-affiliations from some people I know who are, well, we used to be a CrossFit gym, so they're still at the same gym. They're still my mates who've trained at that gym for like 5 or 6 years. Still doing CrossFit, but they have, de-affiliated. Let's assume maybe that's down to costs as well, but I suppose those are some obvious risks to affiliates. Is there anything else that jumps out to you?
I think articulating the difference between a CrossFit membership and a conventional gym membership to people is a real challenge. And I don't think articulating it is that difficult, because you can do it. You can explain the differences to people, but I think helping people understand the value of what
being coached.
Being coached and like how different the model is. I want you to be here. I want you to come and train at this gym 4 to 6 times a week. Get the most out of this you possibly can.
Use it.
Yeah. And like for it to be the platform for you to live healthy.
In the model for like Pure Gyms, Anytime Fitnesses, Snap Fitnesses, in the actual like documentation when you're considering taking out one of their gyms and franchising, they claim to call it ghost memberships, and it's about 30%, like 25 to 33% of your memberships will be ghost memberships, and they're people who are happy to pay £25 but never come, and that's like built in. It's done on purpose.
It's assumed.
It's assumed. That's exactly it. Whereas you're exactly right. If there's someone who doesn't come to a class for 10 days, they're probably getting some kind of message either through WhatsApp, text message, or social media, because you tend to know everyone. Hey, bro, everything okay?
Yeah, haven't seen you around. What's
up? Yeah, you're on holiday. Well, I know you're not on holiday because I'm looking at your story. Like, do you know what I mean? But there's some kind of contact there. But yeah, I agree. Coaching, I believe, to be so valuable. I think some of the things I find someone will pay an online coach for an online program £100 a month, because they've got lots of followers and they've got a six-pack, where they're just following this program blindly. They're getting no feedback on their form, videos, anything along those lines. They might even ask them questions and don't hear back from them, but continue to pay them because they're cool. But they might think that a CrossFit membership is too expensive. Whereas like, no, I want to see you. I want to give you feedback on everything you're doing in my class, in my gym.
I want to help you. I want you to come and be part of this awesome environment.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah. Is that because people don't see CrossFit as cool anymore?
Maybe. And I think people categorize it as a gym membership. Yeah. And actually, if you think about it, it fits into a few different buckets. It is a gym membership, but it's also entertainment. And it's also like, I guess you could categorize wellness and gym membership differently. Yeah. And that kind of stuff. So like it actually fits into a lot of those different things. And I think CrossFit Shapesmiths recently put out a post about comparing the cost of entertainment per hour with their unlimited membership versus like going out for a meal with your friends, going out drinking with your friends, going to the cinema, going to the theater, blah, 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 blah. And it's like comparable, if not cheaper than all of them. And their membership's 240 quid a month. So it's like, if you categorize it as entertainment, you're like, what we're talking about here for 240 a month, if you attend 6 times a week, I can't remember the exact number, but it was
you can see where they've gone with it.
It was to the tune of like £10 a class. So that's £10 per hour of entertainment. It's like when you're out with your mates and you're putting a bit of weight behind a few pints, how much are you spending per hour?
Yeah, of course.
More than 10 quid, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess just like that to me is helping people categorize what a CrossFit membership could mean to them differently to a gym membership is a challenge.
Yeah, no, and I think that makes perfect sense. How does Claire contribute behind the scenes? You spoke about her earlier,
Enormously.
the scheduling. Yeah. How do you? I assume you bounce most ideas off her. We had a chat about it earlier. You're like, I bounce ideas off her, even if she doesn't want me to.
Yeah. Ready or not, here comes an idea. Yeah.
Obviously, apart from being a supportive partner, there are other things that she does behind the scenes that maybe even the members don't know.
Well, without her, I would be. It's probably a really cliche thing to say. I'd be a bit lost in doing what I'm doing. She makes me more empathetic when I need to be empathetic, because sometimes I'm not the most empathetic person. It might shock you to know. She also, when it's appropriate, like makes me less empathetic. If you like, she balances stuff.
You out.
Like, for example, like if I would treat everybody at the gym, especially people who've been around for a little while, I would treat them like my family. Yeah. It's like, I want to help you save money on your membership. It's like, yes, you can, when we've done the price increase in the past or something like that, it's been like, yes, you can buy a year of membership at the old price if you do it right now. And like, I want to help you get that. And like, I'm always like, for better or worse, I'm always looking to try and help people, and I probably treat them a bit too much like family a lot of the time. And like Claire is great at being a bit more like, they don't treat you like that. This is a transaction. Yeah. And like one example. You know what I mean? So she balances me. She listens to me laugh, cry, joke, whatever it might be about work and about the challenges.
You need to laugh about and joke about some of these things because they can be ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. And also just like I don't think everyone is lucky enough to have a partner like Claire, in the sense that if I don't know if my partner chose to do something like what I've done over the last 4 years that would be all consuming and is an obsession, like I don't know if I would have been able to put up with that. Like I don't know if I'm cut out for that, but
they're recognized, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I've obviously met Claire, and she's great.
Yeah, she's great. I love her.
She sounds like she's just as important as or even more important than everyone else. Right?
The list
like you said, keeps you balanced is the most important thing. Supportive. Without any of that, I'm sure you'd have had to knock it on the head at some point.
For sure. Yeah. Along with the people in the past who've contributed private investment, mentorship and all that sort of stuff. There's like this short list of people without whom the gym would have disappeared, and Claire is on that list.
Yeah.
For sure.
Amazing.
For sure.
I've got a couple of final questions for you. Last one of my questions, and then we'll touch on some of the sort of like listener member. Ones. If someone was listening to this and was to take the same leap you did, what would be your unfiltered, no BS advice? So someone's got an opportunity to grab an affiliate, take a chance. What would be your bit of unfiltered, no BS advice?
The one, there's a Jason Ackerman post about this where he says, just repeat the words, that's enough chalk, until you go into a blinding rage.
I think you shared it.
Yeah. And if you can live with that, then you're good to go. There's so many things I'd want to say, and I'm sure we've covered loads of them. It's worth it.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's bloody hard.
It's the hardest and best thing I've ever done.
I agree. Right, Ed, we're going to get into some of the questions. The first one, we're going to come back to the logo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's from Ali. Ali has created this.
Mm-hmm.
She created the Monarch logo. She's fantastic at her job, and I've actually passed the details to many, many people. But she's asked, who designed the logo? And I know you mentioned you with your Canva membership, because she noticed a change. And what did you want to express through the logo?
That's a good question. I designed it, and I don't know if there was anything specific that I wanted to express aside from what I wanted was, I wanted something that would work potentially in multiple colors and be recognizable. Do you know what I mean? So you could do it like light color on dark garments or dark signage. You could do dark color on light and so on and so forth. So it would just be easily usable.
You much prefer it. What you have today in comparison to what it was, the slickness of it is much my preference. I like where you've gone.
I'm not very good at the design side of things, so like now that I've got it, manipulating it to do other things with it, useless.
Okay.
But it's been on a few t-shirts in its current form.
Yeah, mate, love it. Here for it. I've got another question from Jim. As a coach and owner, how do you manage your personal energy when members expect you to be the bringer of energy in your box?
It's a real challenge. Good question. And I think it's just about professionalism.
Yeah. Game face.
Yeah. Maybe like you're in the kitchen making your coffee and you just think like, I'm going to go out there and I am going to smile. Yeah. Like, because they shouldn't care if you've had a shit day or if you've had a bad night's sleep or anything like that. If they're paying for a premium product, they deserve a premium.
100%. Leave your shit at the door. 100%. You are professional, and I think that with anyone. I think it is a terrible look if you were in a class and the rest of your members said to you, "Oh, what's wrong with Dave today? He's in a bad mood." Terrible. And Dave's the coach. Does that make sense? Yeah. Game face, be professional. It's professional. Yeah. I'm with you, mate. Completely agree. I've got another question here from Leon. If you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice that would be the biggest impact today, what would that advice be? So you can go back to Nationwide Ed, give him one bit of advice that's going to help him along his road.
Set up Golden Valley CrossFit.
Oh, nice.
No, as in that's going to help him set up Golden Valley CrossFit.
Yeah.
Okay. Do one membership.
Yeah, it's a bit sensible. I think Bath do that, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
What they do.
Here's the price. Everyone pays the same. Come as much as you want. Yeah. And I want you here all the time.
Yeah, sensible. Yeah, I like that. And something we're not too difficult. We have two options. But yeah, I like where you're going with that. I have a question here from Beth. What is the one thing that motivates you to train, especially on days when you don't?
Great question. Not always easy. Some days I just don't feel like it. Yeah. Some days I don't. At times when motivation's really high, it's really easy. Essentially, this whole CrossFit experience for me over the last 10 or 11 years has been born out of wanting to be less fat and anxious. So I'm motivated by trying to not be fat and trying to not be anxious. And exercise is like a one-stop shop cure for both of those things.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I love it. We've got a question here from Matt. What has been the biggest challenge so far for running a successful CrossFit gym?
Thank you, Matt, for assuming that the gym is successful. I really appreciate that. Biggest challenge so far, that's a really good question. Probably space constraints in the old gym.
Yeah, and I see that. Yeah, it wasn't a big space, but bro, you grew a membership there.
Yeah, we got the job done.
And you've taken them to a bigger space.
Yeah,
so I think that's awesome. This is from your good lady. This is from Claire. If you had to pick only one, what is the proudest moment since opening the gym?
Oh, I think we touched on probably the short list of all of them. So day one opening the original gym, day one opening the new gym, coaching alongside my dad, but the top one is Lily of the Valley.
Yeah, I think that's a cool one. This one's from Lucy. Where is the best gym you've trained at, and why? I can help with that. You've been at Monarchy, so it's fine.
So it's obviously mine.
Yeah.
But to answer the question that I think is really being asked, which is of the others, which one is it? Love yours, by the way.
Yeah.
Two that stick out are the two that I mentioned earlier: CrossFit Swindon, CrossFit Civitas.
Yeah.
Great programming, good coaches, good guys, good gals. Had a great time there. But the one sort of like that really holds the most sentimental value to me and is the most special is where it started, which is CrossFit Cirencester. Yeah. So good Dave, work. If you're listening, was a regular in the 5:30 a.m. class. Again, mid-20s, made out of rubber, max to the max intensity every day. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, love it. We've got a couple more to go through, so I won't keep you any longer. But this one's from Stevie. Outside of the gym, what social/community events have you held or participated in that have strengthened your community at the gym?
That's an interesting question. We do socials. We go down the pub. We have a Christmas party every year. We do a little Christmas like in-house comp that we started last year, and we're going to run annually. So I guess the kind of like standard stuff.
We've noticed for us that we throw a few more party-like events at the start, but weren't really that successful.
Right?
But
yeah.
People came, but they weren't. There's a bit some drama in them or whatever. So we noticed that we sort of changed those types of things and noticed that we got more people buying in. And reality is that quite a lot of the people in our space are conscious about their health and fitness. So maybe having a beer isn't their go-to.
Yeah.
So we've done a few more things around,
especially depending on phase of life and all that type of stuff.
I'm not a drinker, for example. I'll have a non-alcoholic with people, but yeah, we've noticed sort of less party type things and more community-based led stuff, dog walks and things.
Yeah. I think people in the CrossFit space are very quick to, what's the right word for this? And I'm guilty of it too, pat themselves on the back for like building a community, if you know what I mean, when really what we do is we offer a product that entices people to come to the same place at relatively consistent times on relatively consistent days. And if they do that at the same time as other people, they become friends, right? And that happens in the workplace, that happens in sports teams. That's not unique to the CrossFit gym or necessarily unique to any one CrossFit gym. Now, what I think is really special and what I think creates the strong community is the fact that those people are doing CrossFit and they are like doing something that's genuinely really challenging. And that's the secret sauce to community building, is like, especially in a gym with a good culture, which I know yours is, and which I work really, really hard to make sure that mine is, which is one of genuine inclusion. Like, doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your income, doesn't matter your religion, your politics, your gender identity, your sexuality, whatever it may be, everyone is equal. All that matters is effort. And I think that's what creates a strong community.
You said there, because you mentioned like a workplace, and I was like, well, actually, you might get a boss where people don't really like the boss or something on those lines, but equally that goes to you're the boss. People see you doing the same workout. There's immediately some respect in that. So you are right. It is coming together at the same time, the same place, the same people, having a like-minded thought process. We're all here for the same reason. And like you said, bundling in CrossFit, how hard that is.
That's the secret ingredient. Justified is an interesting word because I don't necessarily think that the price increase comes with any new stuff.
Nope. Yeah, I agree.
However, am I happy paying that figure? Yes. Probably pay double.
Yeah.
I will dovetail into answering a question that was asked by Anna from my gym, where she said, what's the most dramatic or most amazing transformation in a person that I've seen over the last 4 years? And it's a guy who trains at my gym named Dom, who relatively fit, healthy guy, looks after himself, eats a plant-based diet, was quite into cycling, I think, prior to joining CrossFit with us. Now has like, I don't want to get these numbers wrong, but like a 2.5 times body weight deadlift, well over a body weight clean, like approaching 1.5, strict muscle ups, like comfortably sub 6 minute mile, maybe even sub 5:30, like